for joining us today for Managing Your Business Bookkeeping. Our presenter today is Lisa Card, a senior business analyst with the Maricopa Small Business Development Center. And Lisa, I will turn it over to you. Just put any questions you may have in the chat. And this recording will also be on our website by end of day tomorrow, where you can see it under recorded webinars. And Lisa, all you.
Thank you so much, Karen, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, we're going to talk about managing your business bookkeeping. My name is Lisa Card, and it looks like my screen was not... There we go. Okay, so I have been with the SBDC network for over 12 years, and I've also owned several small businesses over the last 27 years, and I did have an accounting practice at one time. I love working with small businesses and individuals looking to start their business, so thank you for joining. We are a part of a national network of over 1,000 SBDCs in our country. Maricopa County Community College, SBDC, is a cooperative program between Maricopa County Community College and the U.S. Small Business Administration. The Arizona Small Business Development Network provides high quality, high impact, one-on-one business counseling and has 10 SBDC service centers and 6 procurement technical assistance centers known as APACs throughout the state. We really are Arizona's go-to resource to start, grow, and transition a business. All right, next slide. All right, so who do we serve? We serve for-profit, independently owned businesses throughout Maricopa County and the state, as well as those looking to start a business. As you can see on this slide, we serve small businesses with 500 or fewer employees at any growth stage. And then you can see there the average annual receipts per industry that's considered a small business. So it really isn't just the solopreneur or the small mom and pops. What we might think is a big business, really, according to the SBA, is a small business. How we serve. So our primary offerings are the one-on-one business counseling sessions, our trainings like we're doing today, and we offer we have resources that we share, like tools that are shown on this slide. So these tools assist in multiple ways, developing a comprehensive business plan with financial projections, providing industry market research reports, strategic planning, and new business compliance checklist, and more. So our Arizona SBDC state network has really filled our toolboxes with great resources to share with our clients. One of our valuable partners that I want to mention today is the Arizona Commerce Authority. Since the pandemic, they have been offering Arizona Small Business Boot Camps, which provides no-cost online trainings like the one today for our Arizona state small business communities. Here are a few upcoming trainings. If you're interested in attending any of them, just go to the website that's listed on this slide to register. All the boot camp webinars are recorded and can be viewed at any time. They have a library with hundreds of trainings that are really amazing. So let's go ahead and get started with our training today. The topics that we're going to cover are the importance of bookkeeping, responsibility as a business owner, options for bookkeeping, and bookkeeping task timeline. And I am just going to look at the chat. Okay, I saw some chats going on there and I thought I better peek and see what that is. I'm just going to count on Karen to help me with the chats. So let's go ahead and talk about why is bookkeeping important. So I want to make this session interactive. So if you can do me a favor, go to your chat and I want you to drop a 1 in the comment box if you started your business within less than a year. Drop a 2 if you've started your business over a year or more. And then drop a 3 if you have a business idea and haven't started yet, or you're going to be starting soon. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. So 1s and 2s. So, okay.
Lisa,
Yes.
while we're waiting to answer, can you, because I was busy answering a question at that time, what link was it that you shared with everyone? Was that the Maricopa link or was that the state link that you shared?
For the business boot camps?
I'm going to say yes.
Yep. So the link is on this screen. Do you see it?
Gotcha. Arizona.com small business boot camp. Okay.
Yep.
I'll see if I can't get that in the chat. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for asking. Okay, you guys. So I see pre-ventures out there, people who are thinking about starting a business or getting ready to. I see people that are in business for a year or less, and then people that have been in business for over a year. So thank you so much for interacting with me and telling me where you're at. That's going to be really important as we move forward. Let's get back to our screen here. So I want to tell you why bookkeeping is important. Hundreds of new businesses start every year, especially here in Arizona. Many businesses do not understand the benefits of timely bookkeeping or the requirements. The basic purpose of bookkeeping is to accumulate the information on your business income and expenses in a manner that's useful to you, the business owner. We're going to use the comment box again. So let me ask you, who are the outside users of your financial business information? So use the chat and tell me, who do you think would be interested in your financial business statements, your information? Who do you think that would be? Go ahead and type it in the chat. An accountant, yep. Potential lenders, the IRS, oh yeah. The IRS definitely wants to know what's up, right? State, federal, IRB, I think that's IRS. Yep, got it. Who else? Lenders. Yep. Yeah. How about vendors and suppliers? Did you know if you want to open up an account with a vendor? Yes, absolutely. Vendors. And you're seeking credit from them. Some of them want to see that, what your financials look like. How about business incubators or angel investors? A lot of you mentioned CPAs, accountants, IRS, banks, right? Maybe for a line of credit, lenders for loans. All these people are interested in your financial information, but believe it or not, the most important user of this information is you, the business owner. It's important for both legal and financial management purposes. So by keeping accurate records in a timely manner allows you to get a snapshot of your business financial health in the form of financial statements, such as cash flow, income statements, balance sheets, profit and loss, and more. These financial statements tell the health of your business. Like is it taking a loss? Are you breaking even? Are you making a profit? Those are really important things that you need to know to make good decisions for your business. Did you know, according to an article posted by SCORE, written by Preferred CFO, states that over 82% of startups failed due to poor cash flow management. If you stay on top of your bookkeeping task, you have a better chance to succeed. So the purpose of this class is not to turn you all into bookkeepers or accountants, or even to teach you how to do bookkeeping. Our goal today is to show you how you how you put together your financial information and how it helps you manage your business better, and what are your responsibilities as a business owner, and to increase your chances of being profitable. Super important. And I want to emphasize that the part about what is required of you, what's your responsibilities as a business owner to know. Okay, so what does IRS have to say about record keeping? Well, the IRS website has a page dedicated to record keeping requirements, which I recommend that you take a look at. It's not a bad read, it's a short read. The federal government requires that you maintain records to support the dollar amounts that you report on your tax returns. So banks, lenders, insurance companies, just to name a few, require that you keep those records as well. This website also has dates of how long you are required to keep certain records, which can be very important if you're audited. So take a look at this. You're going to look at the different topics like why should I keep records, which we're talking about today. What kind of records should I keep? How long should I keep them? How should I record my business transactions? And what is the burden of proof? And how long should I keep employment tax records? Super important topics that you need to know about. So let's talk about after the fact bookkeeping. I want to tell you a quick story of a client of mine when I had my bookkeeping practice. I had a client who had a grocery store, like a little mini mart and gas station. And she would give me an egg box, kind of like the box you see on this picture, but it was an egg box every month. And it was full of cash register tapes, invoices from vendors, payroll stubs, bank statements, credit card receipts, credit card statements, deposit slips, and more, all thrown together. And it was a mess. It would take me around 7 to 8 hours every month to put this account together from start to finish. My client knew that she had an after the fact bookkeeping service that would sort all of the paperwork, code it all, and put it all in the right accounts, reconcile the bank statements, prepare the monthly sales tax reports, the quarterly payroll reports, and produce final financial statements every month so that she was in good shape. Now, I know small business owners that have the same box, but they wait until the end of the year before they sort it all out and do any type of bookkeeping. Now, I want you to type in the comment box, yes or no, if you think they will be able to produce accurate financials at the end of the year if they wait. What do you think?
Lisa,
Yeah.
can I get that link for the IRS too, please? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm just going to read the comments really quick here. Hope you charged hourly. Well, it was a good rate. She was a good client. You're right. You guys are saying no and highly doubtful. You're absolutely right. The answer is no. They're not going to be able to capture everything because, and I'm going to go over why. Yep. No, I tried it and I didn't remember important information, right? So easy to forget. And so you guys are absolutely right. The answer is no. Let me give you an example. So let's say an owner takes out $500 in owner's draw, right? And uses $100 of it as petty cash and doesn't really mark anything down. Well, at the end of the month and year, if it's not noted, you're going to pay taxes on the full $500 draw that you pulled and not use the benefits of offsetting your taxes with accurate expenses that went towards your business. So let's say you do that once a month, once a week. That $100 is really going to add up. So that's just one item that a lot of people miss and end up paying taxes on. So thank you for your answers. I've been told by business owners that they round up or down to give it to their tax preparers. And I just want to share with you, audits happen. Don't do that. It's not in your benefit to do that. And let me go ahead and throw in the IRS. I will add the IRS website. I don't think I had it on my last slide. Bear with me, guys. Sorry, I know that you guys were wondering what that is. It's going to be IRS record keeping. All you have to type that in Google, and I'll just throw that in chat. Type that and it'll take you to this page. All right. So moving on, that's after the fact bookkeeping. Okay. So we're going to talk about bookkeeping options. So you have choices of bookkeeping options. And first, you're going to you may want to hire an in-house bookkeeper, somebody at your office. But I want to caution you that I have seen businesses hire family members, friends, or individuals that have no accounting education or experience, which can lead to huge mistakes on your financials, resulting in tax problems, cash flow issues, embezzlement, and more. Now, you may think, embezzlement, how, that's kind of rare. You'd be surprised how it's not. I suggest that when you're hiring a bookkeeper, that you look for a candidate that has a certificate or a degree in accounting, or has accounting software experience. That's going to be really important. And good references are going to be a key to their character as well. When it comes to bookkeeping, you don't want to take chances. This is important. To have that information of somebody taking care of your finances. So let me look at chat here. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I love keeping it interactive. So seriously, if you have any questions, and I can slow down for each slide if you need to make sure I'm answering questions as we go. The second option is to hire an after the fact bookkeeper. So this allows the business owner to throw everything into the box and manage their business and cash themselves. And, there might not be a box. There may be, you have, let's say, QuickBooks, and you pay all your bills through that, and all your income comes through that. And at the end, your accountant has a link and access to your QuickBooks, and they're able to go in and reconcile and record the so they would look at the details of your expenses, make sure they're recorded properly, make sure the income's recorded properly, and then prepare a monthly or quarterly tax return if needed. And we suggest that clients start to look for a bookkeeping service. If they're looking for a bookkeeping service, at their local Chamber of Commerce website, you can go to the business directory, and it'll show accountants in their area that are invested in their communities and probably have been there for a while. You can find services, with other, business groups that you're a part of or that are marketing, I always say start at the chamber. And some business owners prefer to do their own bookkeeping, usually using software like what I've shown here. So we've got like QuickBooks, Wave, Oracle, Odoo, Zoho, spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, and others, right? As you can see, there are many bookkeeping software options out there, but I am going to say that my recommendation is to ask your tax accountant what bookkeeping software do they use. So, for example, many accountants use QuickBooks and have staff that are certified in this software. And in the last few years, bookkeeping software now has the option to link right to your business checking accounts. And the software will assist you in coding your transactions. It has memory, like an AI memory. So it'll start to remember, oh, that was fuel for your vehicle, or that's, a vendor for supplies, or, that was an electric bill or a phone bill. And it'll start coding things for you. Which is very helpful. Keep in mind, ease of use is super important. So think about how steep is the learning curve for some of these different softwares that you might be interested in. Do I need to take classes to learn what I'm doing, right? That's important to think about. And over the years, I've found that business owners, they don't understand accounting, or they'll underuse the software. So mistakes are made often. So if you choose to do your own books, you can avoid making costly mistakes by taking some classes that are really inexpensive. Usually they're around $100 or less. Also, keep in mind that you'll want to ask questions on, on the software. Can it be customized to meet your business needs? Maybe you're in construction or manufacturing, and then you're going to want to know, is this software secure? I mean, this has to do with your numbers. And if you attach it to your, business checking account, do they put money towards that security? And, what do they say about that? And then this is another important question. Will this accounting software accommodate growth? Will it allow me to grow? And you also need to consider, am I using the free version? And then can I, scale up when I'm ready and use the paid version during growth, and is it going to be like work with my finances? Is it going to be real expensive? And am I going to feel like I don't want to pay that? Or, so are tutorials available and built in the software? That's huge, especially if you're not going to take a class, right? And then, so these are the things to think about before you purchase a software. Because let's say you get started on, I'm just going to pick one of these random FreshBooks, right? And then you're like, my accountant, I got started in FreshBooks, but now my accountant says go to QuickBooks. You're not going to want to be starting one and you're months in and then switching over to QuickBooks. So really have that conversation and think this out. Questions? Let me go to the chat. Okay, someone said they use Wave and so far so good. Yep. Are you using the free version? Okay. So somebody said, it looks like DB said, which of these apps or software do I recommend? So just so you know, okay, she said for now, QuickBooks is considered a very secure software. They are promoted even by the SBA. They're at our annual conferences. They've been around for a long time. And if you look at colleges across the state, that is their preferred financial software that they offer in accounting classes. And if you look at business offices, most of the time you're going to see QuickBooks certified, accountants or something on the door. So that's why I say, ask your accountant or your tax preparer. Maybe you just want somebody to do your taxes, at the end of the year. Ask them what they use, because that would be helpful. Okay. Okay, so using a bookkeeper and accountant provides the list of services shown on this screen and more. So many business owners are busy working in their business and find that hiring this service out saves time and money and provides a peace of mind, right? Especially if you're not really sure if you're doing things right. So bookkeep meaning accounting. So bookkeeping services, the charges can range between $50 a month, just for a minimum. Hey, I'm going to reconcile your bank account. Everything else looks very simple. It could be as low as $50 a month, all the way up to $500 a month or more, depending on the the amount of transactions that your business does actually can be a big part of it. So bookkeepers can charge based on the number of transactions that you have every month, or they can charge per hour, like one suggested I should charge, or they can just do a flat fee that they think that your business, let's say, charging you $250 a month. I feel good about that. And you're going to get everything, that you need done. So reviewing the list shown. So we have, the bookkeeping, system setup, payroll processing, prepares payroll tax reports, sales tax reports, financial statements, and seasonal services. So I want to give you an example of seasonal services. I had a client that had a seasonal business, but didn't have a program to do the invoicing. So I handled his accounts receivables. So I did all the billing for him for several months out of the year. He was a farmer. And so just so you know, bookkeeping services are customized based on what your needs are. So if you're like, hey, I'm a seasonal, maybe florist, and I just need help with billing, bookkeepers and accountants are really great at customizing the services that you need. So I use QuickBooks. I'm reading the chat now, and then use an hourly accountant for in-depth questions. That's great. Yep. Making and that gives you peace of mind, I'm sure, right? You feel good about having somebody that you can ask questions. That's wonderful. So we're going to start going over what your responsibilities as a business owner really are. So let's go over some daily tasks. We're going to start there. As a business owner, the responsibilities for whether whether you're doing your own bookkeeping or hiring it out are as follows. So these tasks that I'm listing are vital to managing your cash flow, as well as preventing an account takeover. You're like, account takeover, what the heck is that, right? So I'm going to explain. So I have a client that in 2020, she discovered that she had a large amount of money missing out of her business checking account. This amount was over $30,000, right over 30,000. Okay. Her account was not just compromised, but it was called by the bank a takeover by an unknown person. That's what they labeled it as, a takeover by an unknown person. But she checks her bank account balances daily. So this is something you need to do. And she contacted the bank the same day the money was missing from her account, which the bank was able to, because she did it in a timely manner, restore that amount within the same week. So they were able to do their investigation because they jumped right on it. And they were able to identify that this was an account takeover by an unknown person. That's what they labeled it as. And they restored her account. They gave her back her funds within that week. So you can imagine that if you're not checking your account and time passes, the bank told her if she wouldn't have addressed it within that timely manner, it could have been that she would have lost all that money. Let's say she addressed it a month from now as she received her bank statement. she could have lost all of that because it makes it harder for the investigation. So that could have really impacted her small business in a bad way, right? A little bit over $30,000 just taken out of her account. So some of the daily tasks: check your cash on hand, check your bank balance. Now, I have a business checking account, and they allow me to set it up to where they send me a bank notification email every day of my bank balance. So it populates in my email what that balance is every day. And I just open it, look at it. Okay, cool, move on, right? Sales and cash receipts and all monies paid by cash and check. You need to check that every day. And I've found that, these tasks they're quick. They're not going to take you long, and it's super helpful, and it does give you that ease of mind. So, let's see, in chat, I'm just kind of looking, okay. So see this poster that I have on here, Phyllis the Fisher? Well, he's a cyber thief. Cybersecurity is extremely important to you and your small business. Homeland Security and the Federal Trade Commission offer a free publication called the Cybersecurity for Small Business. It's important that you and your staff learn the possibilities of what can happen and how to mitigate problems as soon as they happen. My client that I mentioned called her bank the same day, and the bank was all over it to investigate the situation. Every bank is different, and you are at the mercy of the bank. So if you're not doing your due diligence and a cyber takeover happens to your account, you could be in big trouble financially. So last week, it wasn't last week. I think it was either last month or a couple months ago, our network offered a training called Simple Solutions to Common Cyber Threats. I highly recommend you watching our cybersecurity trainings as they're posted to our website. It's really easy to understand. We have really great tips on reducing your risk of becoming an easy target for these hackers. It's a big thing, and there are some big industry leaders that pay attention to this, and they don't say that it's if you get hacked, it's when. That's what they say. Like, it's that your chances of being hacked are so high. They say it's not if, it's when. So I recommend you going and checking out those trainings. Like I said, simple and easy to understand what they are sharing. So moving on to weekly tasks. Some of the weekly tasks are payroll taxes and reports, document and file receipts. Keeping everything organized in filing systems is easy, makes it easy to go back and find items that you need easily. Okay. I myself have learned the hard way. Many years ago, I used to just put together, I'd just stack all my paperwork on my desk, and, found that when I needed a specific item, like a copy of a paid invoice, or, it would literally take me an hour to find it, just to kind of go through and rifle through, that stack. So that can be avoided by filing as you go. It's a big deal when it has to do with money, right? You need to find that for a reason. So weekly tasks continued. Prepare and send out your invoices. Be sure to include payment terms on your invoices, and consider offering early payment incentives to get paid on time. This is really important to get paid on time, because this is how you're going to pay all your bills, right? And get your vendors paid. So track your accounts payables and earmark funds to pay your suppliers on time. I know it sounds weird to say, be mindful of making sure that checks are signed. I know we do a lot of things digital now, but some people still pay by checks, right? So I have found that I have clients that would send out checks and wouldn't sign the checks or whatever the case may be. So be mindful of that. Supplier, and be mindful that suppliers are paid on time. You're going to want to review your projected cash flow, create a statement showing your current cash position, and expect cash receipts and cash payments for the upcoming week. So that's going to be a big deal as you prepare for the next week. What are your monthly tasks? Let's see. Let me look in chat. Okay, go ahead, Karen.
There is are a couple questions. Can
Sure.
you give an example of an incentive to pay on time?
Mm-hmm. So I don't like anybody discounting anything, right? That's not the goal, but if you find that you have a client that is slower to pay and you feel like they would take advantage of a 1% discount if they pay on time or 2% discount if they pay on time. I've known a lot of clients to do that just so that they can get that invoice paid so that they can pay their suppliers. So it would be very low, even a 0.5%. But it is a thing that people do.
Okay, and then another question. Anthony says, I use QuickBooks and upload photos of my receipts and keep electronic versions of online receipts. Do we still need to keep paper copies if we're uploading them to QuickBooks and have electronic copies?
So, that's a great question. I'm going to say that you should be fine with your digital copies. I'm old school, and I've learned old school. So having paper, I would go to the IRS website and they're going to tell you if they want you to keep paper copies for X amount of years. I think it's going to be 3 years on the receipts. So go to that IRS website and they're going to tell you if digital is acceptable. And I'm going to take a peek back. I'm going to go back to that website and check it out because I haven't been asked that in a while. So thank you for asking that. Everybody needs to go to the IRS website and check that out. I do the same as Anthony, but the thermal receipts degrade over time. They do. So IRS, though, they're going to tell you if they want you to hold on to your receipts X amount of years and if digital is acceptable. Great question. And things change constantly, right? The IRS is changing their policies because of digital, paperless, blah, 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 so highly recommend that we check that out. Quarterly tasks. So every 3 months, what are we looking at? So every quarter of the year, you're going to have, if you have payroll, you're going to have those payroll quarterly tax reports. Usually that's about 5 different reports. So you're going to have your 941s all the way to your workers' comp reports, your Arizona withholding, so you're going to have about up to 5 reports for those quarterly payroll reports. So I've worked with some realtors who are small business owners as independent, agents, and they didn't realize that they could pay estimated taxes every quarter to lower their year-end tax burden rate. A lot of small businesses, owners, they don't realize that. So it's something that you need to consider. usually your tax preparer at the end of the year. So whoever prepares your taxes, they can set that up for you, either for you to do it electronically or to mail it in. They'll give you little coupons with that estimated tax amount that you would pay every quarter. And it is helpful to reduce that burden at the end of the year. So mid-year task. 6 months into the year is a good time to review your financials with your CPA or an accountant to make sure that your income and expenses are coded correctly and to look for errors or numbers that are really standing out that don't make sense for their placement. It's also a good time to share and compare your gross revenue with your insurance company for your general liability policy. Let me tell you why. When you fill out your insurance application for the year, most of the time they always have the question that asks, what are your anticipated gross revenue for the year? That question is a big part of determining your monthly premiums. So if you put a high hopeful number in that box, your monthly payments are going to be higher. And let's say at the end of the year, you didn't earn that gross revenue that you had hoped for, right? So you've just overpaid on a general liability insurance policy. And most of the time, you're not going to get a refund. So it's best practice to look at last year's revenue as your baseline. Then mid-year, contact your insurance company to share where your numbers are, and they can adjust your premiums from there, okay, and as needed. So that's kind of a big deal, and that can really help you save money, especially if you're in some different industries where that can make a big difference. And I will say I learned that the hard way. My first year in construction with my partner, I didn't realize, and we went over our annual projected gross revenue, and I received an invoice at the end of the year for $23,000 due net 30. And I was like, what in the world is that? So that was a hard lesson for me. And so every 6 months, I would put on my calendar to contact the insurance company to go over my gross revenues. So, okay, annual task. So we're starting to wrap this up. So annual task, review past due receivables, right? Now, I think you should review past due receivables every month. But you have a decision to make on the ones that have been past due for a while. Either send them to collections, which they charge anywhere between 15 to 50% of the invoice, or are you going to write it off? You're also going to want to review your inventory, calculate the value of the items not sold, and then use the unsellable inventory as a deduction for your year-end taxes, or put them on sale to liquidate, whatever that would look like. You're also going to fill out your IRS forms, your W-2s for employees. You're going to want to start renewing the 1099s, or you're going to fill out your IRS form W-2s for your employees and your 1099 miscellaneous for independent contractors, and review and approve year-end financial reports and tax returns. You want to review and approve those financial reports before you get your tax returns done. Okay, you want to start to look, does this look right? Be sure to review everything. Because if there's something wrong, that's going to cost you. Okay, let's see. What was that? Oh, slides. Okay. Let me keep going here. So bookkeeping tips. So we're going to start wrapping this training up with some bookkeeping tips. Keep personal and business finances separate. Very important. Automate as much as possible because it saves time and helps with accuracy. Keep thorough records and file them properly. When you're writing a check, put something in the notes, right? That's so helpful. Because I forget. I mean, we're so busy, right? Set reminders for deadlines. So, 6 months out, set a reminder. This keeps you on top of things that are important. Leave an audit trail. Take a good look at the IRS record keeping page. It's not a long read. It's really informative to know what they think you should keep, right? So I'm just looking at the chat. Can you tell us the 5 reports related to quarterly payroll reports? Yeah. So you have your 941, you have your federal withholding, your 940, you have your Arizona withholding, you have your workers' comp usually goes off of your quarterly reporting. And I'm gonna say that there's one more. Okay, the 2 federals, the Arizona withholding. You know what? I think it's going to be if there's any. I know there's one more. I'm sorry, I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. But you could go online and look at the quarterly. Just Google it. Type in what the quarterly payroll reports are, and go ahead and put for Arizona and federal. And then, okay, it looks like we have one more chat. Yeah, you're welcome. So to track business expenses. This is so important because money spins fast, right? So that's something you want to track often. And then keep your books at the top of your priorities, your bookkeeping at the top of your priorities. You'll never regret this, and it'll benefit you in the long run. And then I want you to think of an exit strategy. Keep in mind that there may come a time when you want to sell the business. And if your financials are not in order, you will have a hard time convincing a lender that your business is profitable, maybe to sell to somebody else. So especially if you're a cash-based business like a food truck or a restaurant. So very important you track all of your bookkeeping. So I hope this was helpful. Let's get to any Q&As. You guys have been asking great questions throughout the training, which I really appreciate your interaction. Someone said, thank you, great information. I'm so glad that you thought so. I do want to share that. Let me get to the next slide. We'll still take questions, but if you're interested in our services, it is no cost to you. Just go to that Maricopa SBDC website that's shown here, and you can click Request for Counseling. You can also check out our trainings that we're offering throughout the state. Actually, you can look at our Maricopa trainings, and then our trainings throughout the state are available to you at no cost. And then I want to share with you some upcoming AZSBDC trainings that are going on throughout the state. Now, we have your Launch Your AZ Small Business with Confidence. So some of you that are thinking about starting a business, that's a good one. Building Better Business Credit, Lunch and Learn. Telling a better bank funding story. So if you're going for a loan, that would be a good one. Write a business plan in 30 days or less. So let's say you have an idea, or let's say you are in business, but you need a business plan. Super important to have a business plan, even if you're in business. So that's a good one. And then everything you want to know about beneficial ownership reporting. That's a new thing. And it says, but we're afraid to ask. I don't even know a whole lot about it. So that's going to be a good one. I don't even know what I'm afraid of, but that's going to be a really good one. I really think everybody should attend that. And then we're going to be having more of those beneficial ownership reporting trainings coming up after the first of the year. So I'm just looking at the chat. You answered my questions about receipts. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. The bookkeeping certificate is important or equally as important as bookkeeping experience when looking. Yep. So, okay, so that's a question asking, for an in-house bookkeeper. So, experience and education both combined are always going to be best. I will say that, either or. So let's say you have somebody with just the experience or the certificate. What would determine if you wanted to hire them is going to be maybe some of their references. That will be that determining factor for you in gut instinct. Anybody else have, okay, let's see. What do we got in the chat? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, upcoming training, super cool. I just want to say thank you for attending and being so interactive. Whoops. You guys have been awesome this morning. Any other questions before we leave? Yeah, so Karen, you're going to post this recording on our website, correct?
Correct. It will be on our website no later than end of day tomorrow, but you can probably safely look for it by end of day today.
Awesome. When changing bookkeeping, is it best to wait until the beginning of the year? What do you mean specifically? Like, bookkeeping software? Oh, well, it's challenging no matter when you're going to change it. So if you need to change that software, I'd wait maybe for that next quarter. I would go by quarters. So I wouldn't wait till the next year, but I would wrap up a quarter maybe and then move over to the new software. And then so the upcoming webinars, if you go to, let me go back. If you go to the website shown here, the www.maricopa/sbdc.com, you can click on workshops and training and find all of our webinars. I think that's the one we use, right, Karen? There could be a couple. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there are a couple. So we post the ones that are put on by the state and the ones that are put on by Maricopa. And I will post in the chat right this minute the state SBDC website, and they post all the other counties, which you can absolutely attend those virtually. So I have just posted that, and you can look on their website and you can attend any other SBDC office in the state.
Yeah, so on this slide right here, I went ahead and posted all of our year-end trainings that are going on around the state, and most of them are virtual. The Lunch and Learn is the only one I'm not sure if it's virtual or not, but I want to say most of these are virtual.
Yeah, I think that Lunch and Learn was in person.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay. And you know what? Since we have 20 participants still on here, we were just talking in the office yesterday, some different topics that our clients want to learn about. So while I have you here as we wrap this up, if you want to put in chat some topics that you think would be helpful to you for your small business, throw them in here and I'm going to write those out. Trademarks. Do you still offer bookkeeping services for small businesses? No, I don't anymore. But like I said, go to your local chamber website and you can see their business directory, and it's very helpful. Does SBDC offer connections with bookkeepers or resources? So here we found, yes, we do sometimes, but we found that after the pandemic, that we had a lot of turnover, businesses closing or bookkeeping services that weren't taking new clients. And we had a list and we found that our list was not updated. So it's just taking us time putting that list back together and finding out, who is taking new clients and not. But the chamber is, like I said, they keep theirs up to date. So we've got business credit and business credit, government contracts. Okay, so remember Apex. Do you want to throw Apex website in there? There are experts in government technical trainings and one-on-one counseling. But I am going to put government contracts that you guys are interested. That's super important. I see grants on here. Grants is a tough one. We do have a page. If you go to our Maricopa SBDC website, you'll see a page for grants. Do some research. Just go ahead and start clicking those links and see what you see. Topics, a difference. Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
Another really good grants resource is Phoenix Hub. That's HUUB, and it will ask you what city that you're located in. And it lists all the surrounding cities around Phoenix. If you are not in one of those listed, go ahead and just click Phoenix and it will still pull up most of the same grant opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. The GSA site, yep, is so informative. Yeah. Yeah, you guys gave some really great topics. We're putting all of our trainings, we're starting to come up with all our topics and trainings for next year. And we are looking forward to helping you guys. So thank you so much. If you're interested in one-on-one business counseling, please feel free to go to the link. We are happy to work with you. I hope you guys have a great day, and we really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.